Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Backstage news on The Rock's status for WWE WrestleMania 39. The Rock facing Roman Reigns is the current working idea to main event WrestleMania 39 next year, according to Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio. It is believed that The Rock himself wants to do the match, and people in the company know that. However, this one is not etched in stone or guaranteed at this point. The company has been planning for this to happen for several months. So far, nothing has changed in that aspect. However, WWE is well aware that things could end up being altered. The situation is out of their hands at the moment, purely because of The Rock's busy schedule. The WWE legend has a very busy movie career alongside many other projects that he takes on. Next year, he'll also be trying to revive the XFL brand, which is set to take up more of his time. The last time The Rock competed in a match was back at WrestleMania 32 in 2016. He appeared for a brief encounter with Eric Rowan, defeating him in just 6 seconds. Meanwhile, this year, Roman will headline WrestleMania 38 in a winner-takes-all match with Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns previously spoke with K-Shawn, J-Will and Max about the possibility of facing the People's Champion. The current Universal Champion made it clear that if The Rock ever does come back, he will be the one to wrestle him. Quote, "I don't think I necessarily have to say much," Reigns said. "I think that body of work and that competitive nature that we all have within WWE, or anyone who has ever stepped foot in a WWE ring, it's just a battle to be on top of the mountain. It's the ultimate alpha male showcasing who is going to be the big shark in the tank. I think with everything that I've done, with where I've pushed this persona and the character work, and my claim, my rightful claim as the head of the table, us being very close and like family, I don't think there's any other choice. If he ever wanted to get back into a WWE ring, I am definitely the guy he's going to want to be facing off against." The Steiner Brothers announced for the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame class. WWE has officially announced that the Steiner Brothers will be going into the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame class. As was first reported by The Ringer, Rick and Scott Steiner will be getting inducted this Friday at the annual event. It has not been announced who will be inducting them, but it's possible it could be WWE NXT star Bron Breakker, who is Rick Steiner's son. The Steiner brothers first burst onto the wrestling scene as a tag team in 1989 and didn't look back. The duo worked together for the NWA Mid-Atlantic as well as NWA/WCW. They brought together explosive power and fantastic amateur wrestling skills to create some iconic matches and moments. The duo ended up being 7-time WCW Tag Team Champions, while they also held the United States Tag Team titles on one occasion. The Steiner brothers did have a stint for Vince McMahon's company too, working for WWE in the early stages of the 1990s. The team got to compete against the Head Shrinkers at WrestleMania 9 during this time. They held the WWE Tag Team titles twice during that run, while they also had a spell working for ECW in 1995. Outside of that, the brothers also competed together on the independent scene and with TNA in 2007. Both men had success as singles wrestlers as well, with Scott Steiner winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship at one point. The Steiner brothers will join Queen Sharmell, Vader, Shad Gaspard and The Undertaker in the class of 2022. The Dead Man shall be headlining the ceremony and will be inducted by Vince McMahon himself. It is currently unknown if any more names will be added this week. The WWE Hall of Fame ceremony is set to take place this Friday, April 1st at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. It will take place after SmackDown, with this being a 2-part event. Fans will be able to stream the ceremony on Peacock in the United States and the WWE Network elsewhere. Tony Khan on fans leaving Ring of Honor show early. That would be a regret you'll never forget. If fans are thinking of leaving Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor event before the show ends for other WrestleMania weekend events, Tony Khan has a message for you. Don't do it. The new owner of Ring of Honor hinted that he had something big planned for the show during an interview with Strong Style Live. Quote, "I will tell you this. I've heard some talk because there are so many events that night," Khan said. "I've heard a few people talking like they might leave early to go to another show. At least that was what people were saying. Don't do that. It would be a big mistake to leave before the show is over, and again, I can't control what other people scheduled or other events that night, but I really hope people will come. There's gonna be, how long have we been waiting for the Briscoes versus FTR, Lethal versus Moriarty, Gresham versus Bandito, Zayn versus Swerve, and so much more to be announced. I promise it's going to be a great night, and a lot of the card is still to come. I'm still putting some agreements in place for some of those matches, but don't leave before it's over because you would be regretting that, and it will be a regret you'll never forget. Ric Flair podcast host quits amid raging Twitter beef. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair was embroiled in a war of words with Mark Madden on Sunday after the latter announced his decision to quit Flair's Woo Nation Uncensored podcast. Madden initially thanked Flair for the opportunity to host the podcast while explaining his reasons for quitting. This was followed by Flair pointing out that Madden was in fact fired. Flair also confirmed that he will be joining Conrad Thompson's podcast Empire. Flair said, quote, "Love and appreciate you, Mark Madden, but actually, I relieved you of your duties. Best of luck with your work. I'll be back and better than ever next Monday. Going home to my son-in-law, Conrad." In response, Madden accused Flair of lying to him about ending the podcast. Quote, "And by the way, you didn't have the balls to tell me you were firing me. You said the podcast was cancelled, period. Your son-in-law had to tell me the truth. Why couldn't you just let it go? Why couldn't you just be a friend after 35 years? Through another tweet, Madden rued that Flair had gone from, quote, "the greatest wrestler ever" to what he had become today. In response, Flair took a jab at Madden for getting cancelled by the Pat McAfee show as well. Later, Madden revealed that Flair was bound for AEW prior to the controversial Dark Side of the Ring episode, and that the AEW president, Tony Khan, quote, "disinvited Rick from his birthday party." The tweets can all be seen on social media. Madden was best known for his time as a color commentator on WCW Monday Night Nitro. Triple H reacts to support he's received since in-ring retirement. WWE Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development Paul Triple H Levesque took to Twitter yesterday afternoon to respond to all of the support that he has received since announcing his in-ring retirement. Triple H had announced his in-ring retirement during an interview with ESPN's Stephen A. Smith that aired on Friday. He had suffered a serious cardiac event last fall and had undergone surgery on his heart at Yale New Haven Hospital in New Haven, Connecticut. The game's full statement reads, quote, "There will come a time when you believe everything is finished. That will be the beginning. Louis L'Amour. I'm truly humbled by the texts, calls, posts, and all of the kind words. I'm grateful to each and every one of you. I wish I could respond to each of you, but I type so slow I'd never leave the house again. Please know how much they all mean to me. Stay healthy, be grateful for all you have, and seize the day. I know I am." As we've noted, Triple H has done some WWE work in recent months, but he has still not returned to the daily workload that he had before. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.